visuals that we're getting now are from Tamil Nadu. I don't know where in Tamil Nadu it is. You can see a policeman there trying to separate two groups of crowds. There's some clash that's happening there. At least it's at this stage seems sort of pushing and shoving. I can see a woman there as well. I believe it's a sort of a scuffle between some supporters of the DMK alliance and some supporters of the NDA alliance. I'm not sure which party these individuals belong to, but you can see one policeman, now I can see two, trying to separate these two crowds. JVC, you want to weigh in on this? I mean, Tamil Nadu generally has seen peaceful elections. This seems like a clash, but at least compared to Bengal, it seems quite mild.
It could be a very, verbal argument or a small scuffle kind of stuff. I don't think we're going to see violence as far as Tamil Nadu elections are concerned. What we're definitely seeing is money, but not the violence, not like what you see in Bengal. It's going to be pretty peaceful.
So I want to get Shekhar also back into the conversation. Rashid Kidwai, please feel free to join in. Just on the question of the Election Commission creating an even playing field, look at all the controversies from SIR to now money power, cash freely flowing through, violence on the day of elections. And of course, the Chief Election Commissioner has been the target of the opposition parties. Rashid, I mean, this sort of, the opposition parties can turn around and say, this is exactly what we've been saying to you, that the Election Commission and the CEC are behaving at the behest of the government. The CEC at least has to come clean and show that he's got a good record to stand on, whether it is money power being taken away or whether it is, free and fair voting happening in Bengal and in Tamil Nadu. I'm not sure that's quite the case, at least certainly from these visuals that we're getting, both from Bengal and from Tamil Nadu.
So, Zaka, you're raising a very pertinent issue. See, the Election Commission is, unfortunately, I don't want to be unduly critical of Election Commission. It's a institution that is working under very difficult circumstances, but it's also gone into a lot of, optics. It wants to just showcase itself and it's a very hands-on and it's got so many paramilitary forces. We, Shekhar and all of us, we have been reporters and we've seen, the ground situation is very different. In Bengal, particularly, political parties have mastered the art of booth management, where politics is art or science. There is a lot of, science is involved in the sense in how, in an effortless, seamless manner.
Just give me 1 second. Sorry. So this is a clash between DMK and BJP cadre. It's in a place called the St. Francis Xavier School. It's a polling booth in Alvarpet in Chennai. There was a scuffle. Tamilisai Soundarajan is the candidate from there. We've spoken to her. Let's listen to what she had to say. This is her version of events.
And AIDMK and BJP cadres here, but saying that DMK is alleging that the BJP candidate Tamilisai, along with the AIDMK polling agents here, have come here the Alvarpet police station, polling booth, and threatening the DMK cadres there. Ma'am, the DMK is alleging that AIDMK and you BJP are threatening their polling agents. What do you have to say, ma'am, on that?
What threatening? They are allowing without ID card. Yeah. Why we are threatening? They are only doing all irregularities. They don't want the common people's voice to be raised. Yeah. I won't allow any irregularity to happen here. Polling should be straightforward, and if it is any irregularity, we will stop this polling here.
When you came here, what were the allegations you saw, ma'am?
Without ID card, they are just sending their people to vote. And another thing, a person with a DMK symbol is sitting inside, and a DMK agent is coming and giving the interview and threatening. What is this? How can an agent can come and give interview here, and a person with DMK symbol is sitting inside?
What is the conduct of the cops? Do you think that they are fair or they are doing the job?
They are not doing the job. They are not fair. So we are appealing to the Chief Election Commissioner.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we are live, ma'am.
Rajan, the former state president of the BJP, also candidate from the Mylapore constituency, she's alleging that there are DMK polling agents inside the polling booth. This is in a polling booth in a school called the St. Francis Xavier School. So that's her allegation. The DMK cadre are saying that BJP polling agents are sitting inside the booth. I also want to go back to the visuals that we're getting from Murshidabad. Pooja is there, and these are pretty bizarre pictures. Look at that. The candidate, Humayun Kabir, fans are being sort of swept around him.
सड़क पर और चेयर पर जो है बैठे हुए हैं और पंखे से हवा भी कर रहे हैं उनके कार्यकर्ता
नहीं जाएंगे मैं यहाँ बैठ रहे जितना टाइम है रोड में वहाँ से नहीं हटाएगी मैं यहाँ ही बैठे रहेंगी रोड ब्लॉक करके
देखिए सड़क ब्लॉक करके जो है हुमायूं कबीर कह रहे कि वो बैठे रहेंगे जब तक जो है तृणमूल कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता सड़क नहीं छोड़ देते हैं, वो नहीं चले जाते हैं, तब तक वो यहीं पर बैठे रहेंगे। आपको दिख रहा होगा किस तरह से ट्रक है और उसके पीछे लंबा सा जाम लग गया है क्योंकि सड़क को बंद कर दी गई है। वो और उनके कार्यकर्ता यहीं पर बैठे रहेंगे जब तक कि तृणमूल कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता दूसरी तरफ जो है इस सड़क छोड़ के नहीं जाते हैं और वो मैदान में डटे रहेंगे। ये हुमायूं कबीर का कहना है।
But the point here is, why isn't he being asked to move away? He's sitting in the middle of the road, and it's not just causing inconvenience to the voters. Look at the traffic jam that it has led to. Humayun Kabir, in a way, is also challenging the authority of the Election Commission. Yes, he can be in the constituency, nowhere near the polling booth, once he's exercised his right to vote. But now he says, "Hum yahan se nahi jayenge," till the TMC cadre is on ground, and that, I believe, will not help in, in ensuring crowd control for the forces.
JVC,
for a day or for a few hours, he's behaving like a Nawab of Murshidabad.
Well, people are using fans because it's hot for Netaji, so he can't sit. Therefore, the people are fanning him because he's sweating, and I'm sure it's. Yeah, let's listen in. He's speaking.
बैठे रहे तो आप जहाँ से चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं, रेजीनगर और नौदा का जो अलग-अलग इलाका है, वहाँ पर कब जाएंगे?
रेजीनगर का जाने का कोई जरूरत ही है नहीं, जरूरत पड़ेगा तो बाद में सोचेगी। मेरा सारा आदमी है, पीसफुली वहाँ वोट हो रहा है। यहाँ भी नौदा में भी सारे बूथ, सारे इलाका में भी पीसफुल वोट हो रहा है। लेकिन ये जो यहाँ का जो ब्लॉक प्रेसिडेंट टीएमसी का, वो मस्तान बाहिनी लेके, बेआईनी आम साथ लेके, नौदा का पुलिस ऑफिसर साथ लेके ये लोगों को ऊपर जुल्म कर रहा है। रात भर किया, मैं एसपी को बोला, एसपी ज्यादा ध्यान नहीं दिया। यहाँ एडिशनल एसपी मजीद खान यहाँ मौजूद है, वो भी उनको रास्ता में जमायत नहीं हटाना पाया। लेकिन आज दिन भर में यही बैठ रहूंगी, जितना टाइम पुलिस और निरपक्ष को जस्ट नहीं देंगे।
राइट ईयर में लगाइए, आपको लाइव पड़ेगा। राइट
Kabir saying he will sit and block that road till the TMC cadre are allowed to be moved away. He says they are blocking his voters. You can see those clashes on the right as well. Humayun Kabir there speaking to our colleague Pooja. He's not just blocking the road, he's inconveniencing a lot of traffic there as well. And of course, voters, genuine voters who want to come and cast their franchise, they are being blocked as well. He's, of course, fighting from a seat called Reginagar. He's a former TMC leader. He served as a minister in Mamata Banerjee's cabinet. He was expelled in 2025, last year, from the TMC. He formed his own party and was in alliance with MIM and Owaisi's party up until a few weeks ago when there was a sting operation where he was caught saying that all of this is being done at the behest of the BJP. The MIM called off that alliance. But JVC wanted to come in on this. JVC, a candidate sitting outside 100 meters outside the polling booth on the road, blocking traffic, blocking voters from coming there and casting their franchise.
Blockade, I just want to ask, what's stopping the policemen to actually lift him and put him inside? This is not a kind of democratic right. This is basically you're obstructing the people's right. You're obstructing, what should be done. And what is stopping the policemen to pick this guy, take him to the station? Because that's the way you got to handle these kind of guys. Otherwise, these goons would be threatening and people would be, because the two emotions which are running in Bengal are fear and anger. There is genuine anger against Mamata Banerjee's government and there is fear. And if the police and the forces are going to let, whether you're an pro-Mamata or anti-Mamata, that doesn't matter. If they do not take action against these kind of goons, then people are going to be more afraid and the verdict is not going to come out the way in which it has to come out. So I, for one, feel that it is time to act big and more importantly, act bold. There is no point in letting, this is a peaceful protest and all those stuff. There is no place for these kind of things.
Shekhar, any reason why the cops are not picking up Netaji and throwing him out of there? I mean, that he has no business to be sort of roaming around that area, number one. Number two, when he's blocking traffic there are trucks and trucks queued up behind him. He's becoming a public nuisance.
Well,
public nuisance. I
we are
think
only looking at Humayun Kabir. I mean, the point is, it is a fight between two factions of Trinamool Congress there. And Humayun Kabir is one faction, and there is other faction. But why are so many TMC workers on the road there? I mean, we should not be only looking at Kabir. Because Kabir has, says he has his own grievances against the local police officials whom he says there. I mean, let us not assume that it is all Humayun Kabir who is creating the problem. The basic charge by both the sides is they are preventing the respective supporters from coming out to cast the ballot. And I hear now Election Commission has sought a report on the incident. I mean, let us not assume it is only Humayun Kabir is at fault. I think that would be taking a complete one-sided view, because the Trinamool cadres on the road are no saints. I mean, they have done it elsewhere also in the previous election. And here it is a fight between two factions of Trinamool Congress, and one faction, which is Kabir, is under a new banner. That's a very important point to keep in mind when we are looking at this kind of incidents, which could be happening elsewhere also.
Yes, Swati.
Yes, Mr. I just want to come in very quickly and ask you, nobody is jumping to conclusions saying that only Humayun Kabir is responsible. We started by saying that it's a clash between TMC and Humayun Kabir's party. But at the moment, imagine the kind of panic that this will spread. The kind of fear-mongering that will happen. Why would a voter want to be caught in this situation? And here, Mr. Kabir is also blocking that entire road. So I'm simply saying that for the policemen there, for the central forces there to control the situation, they would also have to ensure that Mr. Humayun Kabir is not allowed to act as per his whims.
No, the entire area has to be cleared, not one person. The whole area has to be cleared. Let us get this clear, that this kind of intimidation has been a tool of the dominant force, whichever is the dominant force. When Humayun Kabir was part of the Trinamool Congress, the same thing was happening. And in many cases, there was no resistance. Here is a situation where at the Murshidabad level, there are two groups. They all belong to the same. And why did Humayun Kabir break away like so many Trinamool Congress came away? That was over, I am told, over the money collections. I mean, there is a big history behind all this, and what we are witnessing is complete disregard of the basic norms of free and fair polling.
Okay. Let me also bring the conversation back to Tamil Nadu, and Rashid and JVC, please also weigh in. Even as we show these pictures, there are clashes both in Bengal as well as in Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu was about an allegation going on between BJP as well as DMK that their respective polling agents were being allowed inside the polling booth. But the bigger picture, Rashid, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, I think for the first time in many, many years, many decades really, I think this election is also seeing the entry of a new player. Whether or not he can convert vote share into seats, that'll be the big question mark of this election, along with the fact that who will he hurt more? Will he hurt DMK more? Will he hurt ADMK more? But for the first time, I believe there is at least an attempt at a genuine third alternative. How easy or difficult is it for newly entered parties, whether it is Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi and then later on in Punjab? All right, we have Karti Chidambaram. He's casting his vote. He's, of course, the Member of Parliament from Sivagangai. But yes, Rashid.
Yeah, so I think whether Vijay is going to be a disruptor, kingmaker, or a king, it's something that is a great point of interest. When he made an entry in the films, I believe his first film was a flop, but subsequently he did very well. So many people think that 26 is not his election, 2031 would be his election. But then momentum comes, Zaka, as you rightly pointed out, Aam Aadmi Party and etc. It has to come at one first time, and that is where I think it is his chance. I don't agree with my fellow panelists that below 40 are vying for him, and above 40 are not with him. In election, if there is a success, then it should cut across all kind of age groups and communities, etc. Then only you can succeed in an assembly election like Tamil Nadu. So I think, Vijay, there is a lot of interest. But as I said, the voting rate, I was just telling you, 8,000 rupees. This time, I just got an SMS saying that this time the rate is 1 gram of gold.
Wow, I don't know how much 1 gram gold is right now. But before we go to Pooja, my colleague in Murshidabad, very quickly to JVC, are you also seeing this intergenerational thing that you were talking about, JVC? Are you seeing that within families also? Children wanting to vote for TVK, but the elders sticking to the two Dravidian parties?
In fact, that's what we've been hearing from many parents. A farmer leader called me yesterday and told me that he had to convince his daughter-in-law and daughter and son to not to vote for TVK because he believes that it's going to be the farmer election kind of. So he's a farmer leader. So we are seeing this often in many families that the youngsters are voting for TVK. Now, most importantly, Zaka, I think you've been asking this one question: whom does Vijay hurt the most? Yeah. Now, I can tell you that Vijay is taking 40 to 50% of votes from the DMK voter. You need to understand that many of his spokespersons, many of his party men were ex-DMK functionaries. In fact, Vijay in 2021 came in a bicycle which had red and black symbol, and he casted his vote.
Right.
And he sent a message that he was voting for DMK. Adav Arjuna, who is now the Delhi media's favorite, Man Friday or whatever you can say, is from DMK. Loyola Money, who is the spokesperson of TVK, is from DMK. Now, if you guys keep on asking whom does he affect the most, he cuts into the core of DMK votes.
All right.
He cuts into the core of VCK's votes. He cuts into the core of NTK's votes. As far as ADMK is concerned, ADMK has always been a party which has been, laughingly called as a party of the old men. Okay, boomer uncles, they would say, boomer uncles and boomer aunties, which is 40 plus, 45 and rural.
JVC,
So
I just want to, sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to come there very quickly and shift the focus back to Murshidabad. We have Pooja joining us live from there. Pooja, while Humayun Kabir's men are helping him beat the heat, there are other people who are stuck on that road. What's happening?
Well, absolutely. I'll take you through the visuals. You can see that there are a lot of these Trinamool Congress workers still holding a road blockade, and there is senior officials of the Murshidabad police who've reached the spot. There is also Central Armed Paramilitary Forces that have come here, but you can see that there is a grinding halt at this particular road. You can see there is a truck, and right in front of the truck are Aam Janata Unnayan Party workers, and of course the leader Humayun Kabir. Humayun Kabir is currently camping here, and he is staying here put until the Trinamool Congress workers leave this particular area. Remember, he arrived here a short while ago when he alleged that two of his polling agents were not being allowed to sit in the polling station, and that is when he intervened and made sure that his party's polling agent can sit in the polling booth. And thereafter, clashes erupted between the Aam Janata Unnayan Party workers and the Trinamool Congress Party workers. On one hand, Trinamool Congress claims that bombs were hurled at their party workers last
claims
night.
being made by both sides. Then we saw clashes, and now Humayun Kabir sitting there in the middle of the road saying, "Jab tak TMC cadre ko nahi hatayenge, hum yahan se nahi jayenge." Pooja, thank you for getting us the details. Of course, it's a big day for both Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. We are tracking all the developments in terms of the voting taking place on ground and the clashes being reported as well.